Okay, so this is for the occipital cranial base release, so the OA release. There's two components to this one. There's the diaphragm and the decompression. So we always start with the diaphragm. We cannot decompress, and we will not be able to get a decompression if we don't first address the restrictions that are here. So the intent with the diaphragm component is to, as I say, address the restrictions. It's also going to help us to facilitate some range of motion and flexibility in that area as well. So usually before we do much in terms of the head, we're going to double check some things. There's the nod and to the left, as well as to the right. So we're assessing the flexibility and her ability to be able to do that smoothly. We also want to check in here. So the atlas that's here, it kind of runs, I can feel the ridge of it along my finger here. So what we're doing is checking for the space in between the edge of the atlas and her jaw. So the mandible here. So we check it bilaterally. So on this side I can just about get 2 fingers in, but I won't make Kim go around, but I am checking on the other side as well. Or she's going. So it's tighter on this side. The 2 fingers don't fit in as smoothly. So we know that we potentially have some rotation of that atlas there. So to start addressing this, we're going to do the diaphragm component. So it's just like the other the fascial diaphragms. This one in particular, we've got to come at it from a variation of ways. So usually I'll start with sort of one hand on top, up by just behind the pole area, and then from underneath. And again, we're always waiting for that tissue engagement, but because of the nature of this joint in particular, we're going to have to come at it from a number of ways. So we'll come from above and below, we will come from both sides. And how do we know when we get there? We're waiting for the tissue to engage, for the release to be felt, and the softening of the tissue to happen under the fingers. So we could wait carry out on that one, but for the sake of a shorter video, we won't make her go through that. But again, it is a variation all the way around the axis of her neck there. Good girl. Okay, so after we've done the diaphragm component of the OA release, we are going to go ahead and do the decompression component. Now, if we haven't done a good enough job of the release in through here, through the diaphragm, we're not going to be able to get this one. So it's really important that you take your time, make sure that you've got all of that done there. After we're done that, we're going to follow the line created by the atlas itself. So I'm just sort of outlining the shape of the bone here. And we're going to follow that straight up. So when we are going to pull the occiput, we are going to decompress it, we're going to sort of fit our fingers down into the joint, and then we need to pull rostrally towards the nose, cranially. We're going to put that 5 grams of pressure forward, but we do have to come on the angle of the atlas. So we need to make sure that when we are pulling that really slight 5 grams of pressure pull, that we're coming along the same axis as this joint here, the atlas here. So we are going to, I know, she says, we haven't done any of this now. So we're going to do like we've done in the decompression of the other joints. So we're going to fit our fingers down into the joint itself, which is complicated when they're big. But, so I can feel there that we're at the point of the joint. We'll wait for softening to occur. Good girl, thank you. Good job. And then when she is ready, when she is relaxed, we're going to give that 5 grams forward, or sorry, pull with the left hand up and away. So I'm not going to do it because we haven't gone through the process of the diaphragm component, but essentially under my fingers it would look like a motion this way, but at the angle of that, so more like that, upwards movement and away from her neck.